Good morning, all. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. I am Santosh Kumar, Assistant Professor in Department of Visual Communication at SRM Institute of Science and Technology, VADAPALANI City Campus. Today, we are presenting a journey of cinematographer presented by Mr. Kishore Kumar. He learned cinema at one of the prestigious institutions in India, Sacharitre Film and Television Institute, Kolkata. He started his journey as assistant cinematographer in Tamil film industry in one of the films which is showcased Power of Education, Madras feature film directed by Ranjit. He then worked as associate cinematographer in Rajinikanth Blockbuster Kala and Kabali. His latest film hit the screen in the year 2019, named Irandam Ulagaporin Kadaisi Gundu, received various critic reviews for his style of working in the film. Lot of the lot to hear from him and learn from his experience. Dear participants, I have literally enjoyed the conversation between myself and Mr. Kishore Kumar. Hope you get the same as I. If you have any question during the presentation, please post them on chat box. Now I request Dr. K. Subraman, Director Academic, to deliver the special address. Sir, over to you.
Yes. Yeah. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning to you all, and the distinguished guest, Mr. Kishore Kumar, and our dean, dynamic dean, and faculty members, beloved students. And this is a very important topic for visual communication students, cinematographer or cinematographer, and we have a very dynamic cinematographer today. Usually, there is another name for a cinematographer is called the director of photography. In film industry, they used to call him as the director of photography. And usually, the cinematographer will be the chief over the camera and light crews working on film. That is a traditional thing. And he's also responsible for making artistic and technical decision about the entire process. That's why we used to say for visual communication students, develop creativity. Creativity is a very important aspect for visual communication students. Without creativity, and if you don't have interest in creative nature or creativity, then it will be a waste in visual communication, because everywhere in anything related to visual communication, you should have a creativity. Unfortunately, there is a survey conducted in 113 countries where to study about the creativity of the school students. And it is a very alarming news saying that when the student comes to 5th standard in the school, 80% of the creativity has been wiped out. When he completes plus 2, 90% of the creativity has been wiped out. And when he comes to college or higher education, and he has some 10%, even for that students are not developing the skill creative. But this subject, visual communication, is a creative subject. That is why I told you this cinematographer is responsible for making artistic and technical decision, and also controlling the light and camera, etc. And when you see why it is very important, cinematography is important in film industry, it sets and supports the overall look of your film. That is called visual narrative. They used to call this as a visual narrative. And you see the definition of cinematography itself is the art and process of movie photography. This is the definition: art and process of movie photography. And for example, if you see decision made about lighting, decision made about camera, decision made about filters. They used to call this as a filters and lenses. All these things are the decision made by the cinematographer. And when you see the cinematic technique involved in this is nothing but it's just a simple thing like framing, angle, camera movement. All these things are the techniques, cinematic techniques involved in cinematography. And I used to say for our visual communication students in all the years, you should develop certain skills, not only creativity, but also other skills related to this also, cinematography. Particularly, there are some 4 or 5 skills you should concentrate. One, First, if you are really interested in this topic or in this field of visual communication, then first thing, try to study silent film. Very, very important. Silent film. So without any music, without any sound, you see the visuals alone. You see the photography. You see the motion pictures. So that is the first skill you should require. Study silent film. Second, study cinematography itself directly. That is the process. And study your equipment. What equipment you are using. You should understand the physics behind the equipment. It's a science. Visual communication is a science. And you should know basic about the camera, equipment, all these things, the physics behind science or equipment, and study photography completely before you want to become a cinematography. Then study the photography and study graphic novels. These are all the areas, skills required for this. When you see the role of cinematographer, and the first thing is to communicate the script visually with minds in audience. That is the first role of the cinematographer is to communicate the script visually with the audience in your mind. And creative vision you should have. Creativity, I told you, and framing, lighting, camera movement, all these things are involved. And we have very good, very dynamic person today, guest Kishore Kumar. He will explain about these things. And some major skills also related to visual communication, particularly cinematography. That is understanding the lighting equipment. I repeat this: understanding the lighting equipments, understanding the light color, and understanding the shadow of the color. Shadow, light color, and understanding the lighting equipment. This is very, very important, major skills required. And second thing is the technical skill or technical knowledge of the camera. You know, nowadays the modern camera has a lot of advanced techniques. And once again, I'm telling you the detailed physics about the camera. And apart from this, the communication skill. Very, very important in film industry, particularly cinematographers should have a very good communication skill you should develop. And you have to, the shooting set and the shooting studio, you have to manage thousands of people there. So team management skill also important for cinematographer. And excellent listening ability. Try to listen properly. That is a major skill required. These are all the other additional skills you have to develop. And if you see the job opportunities available, lot of job available even today in film creation unit. In film creation units, a lot of jobs available right from 50,000 starting salary to 1 lakh, and then jobs available in television and video business, studios, and other related field. So this is a very good topic. We have a very good guest today, Kishore Kumar. And with these few words, I wish you all success in your future endeavor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Uh,
Thank you.
thank you, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for your enlightening speech. I hope students have a lot to take from your content of your speech. Now, without further any ada, we will turn the time over to Mr. Kishore Kumar. The digital platform is all yours. Go ahead, sir. Please.
Thank you, Santosh. First of
Thank
all, thank you, and thank you, Mr. Dr. K. Subram, sir. You like explained everything very briefly. It is like for me, it is a great responsibility to be here. I I thank all SRM University group of universities. I thank you all for this wonderful opportunity because I am being myself. I was a visual communication student once. I've studied in Bharat College of Science and Technology in Punjab. So I know this, like I know this process. I know I can understand it completely because after this pandemic, everything going digital. The film the technology and film industry, everything already gone digital. Now after this pandemic, everybody is like well connected because like on social media. So these things, I think, this 1.5 hour or 2 hour, like we can make some sense to the students. I think, I hope it will help them definitely because I'm being myself. I was a visual communication student once. Then I've studied in between. I was working with Mr. Murli ji. He was my guide, my guru. He's everything for me. With his guidance, I've been to Satyajit Ray Film and Television Institute in Kolkata. I've studied there. that was a 3 years course there, which was including the first 1 year we will be studying the direction, editing, cinematography, as well as sound, everything. Then the other 2 years we will be studying cinematography specialization. So after training there, I came to the industry, came to Chennai, because I've already assisted. I've been working with Murliji, and I've been like contact with him already. So because of him, I came here. I worked with him in Madras, Kabali, Kala. So from student, the today topic was the journey of cinematographer. It's not about my journey. That's how I am understanding. It's not about my journey. It is about how a student emerging as a cinematographer. That is important. That will give you the confidence to every student. Whoever wants to become a cinematographer or a photojournalist or a journalist or whatever medium they want to go and pursue in their life, because giving confidence, that is very important, because many industry people came to me when I was a visual communication student, like very few, but they gave me a lot of confidence in me, so that helped me a lot in my life. The main guidance was Mr. Murli ji, and then Mr. Ranjitana also was there, who was the main guidance, and my brother, my own brother, he's a fine art student in Kumbakonam Fine Art College. He guided me. He introduced everyone, Murli ji, and everyone in my life, whoever I'll be meeting. I was meeting. So we need a guidance. That's what I want to tell you first. We need a strong guidance in our career, and we should take a lot of brave choices. What we want to become, what we want to do in our life. Because when I started my career, my professional career, the choices was like this: whether I want to study fine art or visual communication. So I tried fine art, but I couldn't. I didn't have a courage to give for the entrance. So I went for visual communication. The next choice was like this: whether I have to assist or I have to go to film school. So I choose again. I chose film school. So then again I have there are two options: whether I have to go to FTIA or NGR Film Institute or Satyajit Ray Film and Television. So I chose Satyajit Ray Film and Television. After completing my course, whether I have to go to Bombay or I have to come to Chennai. So I came to Chennai. So like this, we will be having a lot of choices in our professional and personal lives. So what we are choosing, that is completely up to you. I think it's very personal. It may sound philosophical, it may sound metaphorical or whatever, but what we choose in our life is totally up to you. It's very personal choice. And whatever I chose, I think I've chosen very well. That's why at least I'm speaking to here. That is a very important thing, I think. And Mr. Dr. K. Subram already mentioned learning. That is very important thing, because we learn something and we learned something. Uh, it's not complete. Learn to learn. That is the complete thing, I think, because every day we have to learn. We have to learn how to learn. That is the thing they taught me. Even in the film school, whoever I was I've been with, they told me like learn to learn. That is a very important thing, because the life is very wide. Uh, we have to understand life, not to learn life. We have to understand things. So every day I'm learning. Still, if, Dr. K. Subram, when he was saying, I was learning from him. Even he was saying briefly, even if he is mentioning like in a one word, it may trigger me a lot of thing in my life. So that's how I am pursuing my life. Uh, that is how my journey is not over. I just started my journey. The journey of a cinematographer means it's not like I've done a lot of things. I have done some 5 feature film and I'm being a guru here. I am one of you. It's like I am still living my life, like taking my professional career ahead. I have a lot of things to do in future for myself and for the society also. That is very important. Yeah, I think I'm speaking continuously. Can I go ahead like that, or anybody can it be like a interaction session like that? Can anybody have a questions also? You can ask questions. I can answer. It'll be more particular, I think, than I'm just speaking. Okay. So I want to uh, tell you the visual communication students. I briefly told you about my journey. That's how, from the student to I'm being a cinematographer. That's how my journey was there. Some people are there, like my guides were there, my guru was there. So keep a like inspiration, like at least any one person or multiple persons. Keep a person like who's inspiring you a lot. That is very important. Also, like. Uh, Theory, you are a visual communication student, so it will be more of a theory in your curriculum, I think. So, how theory is very important. Also, how applying the theory to the practical is also you have to do that. The university maybe won't be able to do that. So, it is very important that even if you are reading as a theory, you have to apply that as a practical thing. That is very important. You have to apply that in your life, and because cinematography, especially photography, it's very, as Dr. K. Subramanian said, it's very technical thing. uh, you have to understand the technicalities, then only you have to apply it very well. Otherwise, you'll be like one of the photographer or cinematographer who can just click the photo. Like I'm not underestimating anybody, but if you know the technicalities very well, it's just that you can understand it very well. You can apply it very fluently. That's what I'm meaning. Uh, then, being a cinematographer or a photographer, what we are doing and what the other world is doing, that knowledge you should have definitely. Uh, because just a minute, let me get the chat session. Okay. So keep updating in today's world. Like a lot of social media platform is there. You have mm, Instagram and Facebook. Especially Instagram nowadays is becoming a modern, very modern. A lot of cinematographers posting their behind the scene videos, how the technical thing have been achieving in their movies. That is very important. You have to be updated in this world. Even if you have 5D, like other same other person having the 5D camera, what they're doing, what you are doing, it's completely like, sometimes it's completely different. So we have to have that knowledge that what we can do with this camera, what extent we can pull the technology. That is very important. So I can see some of the questions here. Is specializing a field is important? Definitely. You should have knowledge of other thing also. Like even if you are a cinematographer, you should have a knowledge of how to direct a film, like how to edit a film. You should know the value of the cuts at least, not the technicalities of editing. You should have the knowledge of how the cut is working, how it is like the cut. can value the emotion. That kind of a thing is very important. How the sound, like especially how the cinematography is the biggest film industry. Many people don't know about the sound and sound editing, because that is the major work in films. Many people didn't have awareness of how the sound works for the film. They think that some music will be there. They just put some music. A lot of people make short film with the music, but nowadays sound playing an important role for the movie. That's how sound only making the visual more meaningful. So that is another industry, completely it's a bigger industry than cinematography, I think, because it has a lot of nuances. Like every small foley sounds, the mood of the atmosphere, everything matters. So specializing is a very important thing. You should know what you can do. If you can do everything, definitely that is a very big thing, and you should know that. You should know that you can do everything, and or I can do specialized thing only. I can do cinematography, or I can do editing. If you're specializing, that is a good thing, I think. So what is the most important quality for a cinematographer? Cinematographer should be a good listener and a collaborator. Should listen to what people saying, what people trying to do. You should listen to the director. You should listen to the producer. You should listen to your assistants. You should listen to your co-workers. You should listen to the weather. You have to listen to a lot of things in the world. Whatever things are there, you have to listen. And be a collaborator. You listen, and when the some struggle comes, you have to collaborate with the struggle. You have to collaborate with the director. That is the main thing. Like, because cinematographer, like, I can't go and do a film myself. Then I'll be an independent filmmaker. So if I'm a cinematographer, I have to work with the crew. I have to work with the director. That is his film. If he is doing a film, I have to be a like very good friend and a collaborator. That is very important. If you have that quality, you will be uh, like, what should I say? You'll be you'll be a very good cinematographer. People will like you. People will come to you. You will get a lot of work. If you think I'm a I'm a big shot, I'm the main person on the set. If you think like that, people will notice. People will know about you, that you think you are a superior. So being superior, it's not important. Being a collaborator, that is very important. That's what I want to do it in my life. That's what I will try to do. Like in my career, if I say I have worked with this director, I've worked with like 10 films. That is not important for me. If I can work with 10 different directors, 10 different scripts, 10 different films, I think uh, that is the achievement, I think. So that is an important quality. Be a listener and be a collaborator, and you have to have a lot of spontaneous thing. Like you have to react to the situation. So that quality also should be there. Then only all the technicalities, whatever the technology, you have to keep updated. You have to, as I told you already, you have to keep updated to the world, because cinematography, it's not just the camera. It's about the what sensor is there, what what this camera can do to the photography, framing, everything. Because it's not nowadays. It's not about the four frames. It's not about four lines. Cinematography becoming this camera sensor technology. It's somewhere they're trying to achieve very closer emotion to you. Even if you are watching to the theater, it's like how IMAX is there, how 3D films are there. They're coming to the reality. They're the science and everything behind it. They're trying to the experience should they're trying to give the experience more reality to you. even the sound technology also going towards the same. So uh, that's how you have to keep updated. You have to uh, know what camera sensor is coming now. Large format, it's going to be the future. Alexa is producing large format cameras. They already produced from 2018. So India, I don't think so. In India, anybody used it. Only Santosh Shivanzar made a test. I don't think so. Any films have shot on that. I don't know. So that is very important. Keep updated. Be a listener and a collaborator for fashion photographer. So next question is the for fashion photographer. Uh, I was uh, I was not physically or I was not aware of that industry very well. But I can tell you, I've already told you, fashion photography also it's all about updating because fashion is updating. Yesterday's fashion is it's not today's fashion, or even photography it's like that. So today is the World Photography Day also. I think every day we are having a one day, Father's Day, Mother's Day like that. So I came to know that today is Photography Day. So today they've achieved this copper plate technology, black and white, in 80s, 1840s, I think. So today they've made that they can that portrait. No, we used to see in Hollywood old films, classical films, that one plate will be there, one woman or man's portrait will be there. That portrait, that kind of print, they've made it today. That is called some Daguerreau, Louis Daguerreau. That is the name of the guy. So he made the Daguerreau type of photography. So today is they are celebrating World Photography Day. So that technology was 1840s technology. So today what we are having is a different technology. So if you want to be a fashion photographer, you have to update yourself. You have to know what kind of cameras they have been using. In fashion world, photography fashion world, they use I think Hasselblad kind of Hasselblad. There is a brand called Hasselblad. I think they use that kind of full frame or bigger frame cameras. So you search a lot of things are like, available in Google. You search, you can get a lot of ideas about fashion photography. And the next was, can I take time? Definitely, you can choose. It's not about studies. Studies, like this is the time you have like first year, second year, third year. This is the time you are taking yourself to learn things. Don't get an idea that within a final year I have to go and like placed in somewhere. It's not a job. Cinematography, it's not a job. It's a practice. It's like if you have a passion towards it, if you have like if you really want to be a cinematographer, you will be a cinematographer. It's not that I've already told you how you are choosing your choices. That is very important. If you choose the choices wisely, you will land what you want to become. It's not that you have to select that in final year or in second year or in the first year itself. You have to select. When I was studying visual communication, first year I don't know about anything. My brother told me to join in visual communication. I don't know how to sketch. I don't know how to take a photograph. So he taught me one day that this is how the camera works. This is like your eye only. Uh, your eye is the sensor. Just consider your eye is the sensor, and your eyelids are the shutter. So how much time you are keeping your eyes open? That is the exposure time. That's how he taught me photography. He taught me with the real life. That's how I understand photography. That's how I'm applying it today also, even in cinematography. I My cinematography style will be how you are experiencing things in your vision. That's how it used to. Like that's a very subjective wise it will vary, but my image should be like that. Even if it's a natural world or in a pub, I have to shoot some sequence or a dark room or any places, any location. I want to experience how my uh, vision experiencing. That's how I learned photography. So from first year to second year, I didn't have any motive to become a cinematographer. I didn't have. I was not aware of cinematography. So I was doing a photography. I was working in Biggerton magazine as a student photographer. I was working in the final year. I was doing a student scheme photography, this photographer. So I thought I'll be doing a photojournalist. I'll be a photojournalist or something after my visual communication. So that time only cinematographer of Madras, Kabali, Kala, Murli Anna came to my life. He was talking about my photography on like Facebook. He was commenting. He directly called me about, like called me, and he was discussing about photography and all. So then I thought he can be a cinematographer. Why not? I can be a cinematographer. So that's how I became a like I have a visionary towards cinematography. So you can choose anytime. It's not that you have to select in a final year or a second year. Just let everything happen to you. Definitely, whatever you want to become, you will become. Just think you have to become what. That is the main thing. So the next question is, as a cinematographer, do we have the freedom to take shots what we visualize, or we must satisfy the director and do what he says in it? That's a brilliant question. We can talk about it like for one day also. It's a very big discussion. It's like how I'm understanding this question is like definitely we have a freedom to take a shot what we visualize. Definitely we should do that. That's why they are hiring us. If they are choosing a cinematographer as a cinematographer means they need something from us. Director can't, if he can go and shoot a film himself, he is becoming an independent filmmaker or like he's an independent guy. When he is choosing me or calling me to work with him, so definitely then I have to listen to him. That is very important. It's not that I will do myself, I will do my stuff only. I want to like this only. We with the director and a cinematographer, there is a common ground. That common ground is a script. If you have a script, with a script, you have to discuss. It's not that he binded one script, I've read it in another room, he's in another room, and we are making that film on that script. We have to discuss a lot about his writing, why you are writing this thing like that, why you want to do this in the night, or why you want to do this in exterior or interior, how the interior mood will be there. So lot of things the script will question us, and we have to question the director. That's a triangle process. So if you go through that process, you know what you can do. That's why they are hiring us. If we whatever we have to do, that see simply what we can do only we can do. I can't go and shoot like Santosh Shivan or PC Sriram sir today. Kishore Kumar is Kishore Kumar. Kishore Kumar, what Kishore Kumar ability, he can do Kishore Kumar ability only. I can do my ability only. I can't go behave like another person. I can behave, but I can't give output like some other person. So if I am doing, I'll be doing my cinematography only, not like someone else cinematography. If they are hiring me means I have to do my thing with his guidance. So that's how I practice. Even I've done one feature film only. That's how I've shot that film. And a lot of practical problems will arrive in the on the set when we are doing a film like Irandam Ulagaporin Kadaisi Gundu. That is more practical film. You have to go on the ground and shoot the film. It's not like some high budget or 80 crore, 90 crore, 100 crores film. We are shooting the whole production on the interior set or EVP film studio. It's not like that. It's a practical film. Everyday practical thing will like question you. Sometimes the location will not be confirmed, so you have to have alternative solution for the situation. So everything will change when you go on the set. Even high budget film also, the practical things will change everything. You will be discussed something with the director. This scene will treat in that way, but when you go on the set, everything will change. Then you have to have your own creativity. That's how the creativity, whatever we learned, now you are learning in visual communication, whatever books you have read, whatever life you understand through books, whatever the climatic situation you saw in your life, everything will apply. You have to apply there. Then only you are completing as a cinematographer. So I think I answered your question. That is a very important thing, that as a cinematographer, you have to definitely listen to the director, because that's his film. He spent a lot of his life on the script. He uh, got a cinema producer for his script, and he is going through a lot in that process. So we have to be a collaborator with him. We have to help him a lot, and we have to do our own thing as visual. We have to do our own. Yeah, I think the questions are over. So any other questions? Anybody can raise hands. I am just talking. No one is talking. Santosh. Kishore Ghosh is raised a hand.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Santosh.
Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah. I think I answered the question. So I'm just talking, and if anybody asks a question, if I
Okay.
answer it, I think it'll be good.
Guys,
Because
anybody
I'm
have a question?
continuously checking.
Okay. Kishore goes.
Can you
Yeah, ask the
unmute him?
question. No.
Can you unmute him? Kishore Ghosh. He's on mute.
Kishore. Please text the chat box.
Okay. Kishore, you have to type your question in the chat box. And Yeril also raising a hand. Can we unmute? I think they're typing around. I think I made some sense because I've been talking uh, like for an half an hour or so. I think I made a little bit of.
Lakshmi Narayanan.
Sir, your first experience on film. That is the next question. My first experience on film is like I was after my visual communication. I've told you my guide, Mr. Murali Ji, was working in a Telugu film. So he was he went to Hyderabad. So that is the first time I'm crossing Tamil Nadu. So from Tamil Nadu I went to Hyderabad, first time in my life. That film, Andala Rakshasi, that process, we had a pre-production for around 3 to 4 months. So that was a pre-institute for me. Whatever I was learning till today, that is how to learn. That was the process happened in Andala Rakshasi time. So that time, uh, one of the friend of Murli and a friend, he asked me like what world film have you watched? So till that time, I haven't watched any world films. Whatever I watched, it was Tamil films only. Whatever the contemporary films I've been watching. That's it only. So that kind of questions triggered me to go to institute and pursue cinematography as a career very strongly. And the experience of like first day experience, if you ask me, uh, it was like a test shoot. We made a table because if we are doing a test, we have to make a table and what test we are like. Is it a close up? How this lens behaving? How this diffusion is behaving? This light is behaving. That was a film time, not the digital time. We were shooting a film in a. We were testing Kodak stocks, Fujifilm stocks, like the 2 3 day stocks and night stocks. We were testing. So that was my first film experience. If you are talking about films, also that is my first experience. And if you are talking about stock films also that is my first experience. So that day, during that test day, I forgot the table, that paper. So I was like the first day itself, I got panicked. So why I forgot the table and all. But I write it down on the paper, then I filled it. Because Murliana is very particular. You have to be very careful because if I forget a small thing during the set, it will affect the whole process. If you forget the memory card, how you forget the memory card, the small thing. If you go to the shoot, then you can't take the shot. No, so that is the learning. You shouldn't forget anything. So first day itself, I forgot the table thing. So that is the first day, first learning I got. So we shouldn't forget anything. So so I try to uh, like not to forget many things in life. So that's the thing. So the next question is, sir, what is the most difficulty you faced as a cinematographer? Where do you get patience to shine? I mean, you must have waited a long time as a cinematographer. How did you overcome difficulty? It's just you shouldn't take the time as the 2010 I want to become a cinematographer. 2020 I became a cinematographer. It's not the process. It's not like that. Every day, every day it's very important. It's not that you are not going to shop or you are not eating. When you are eating, you are not thinking about you want to become a cinematographer, right? When you don't have to do anything, when you are sitting idle, when you think about your life, then you thinking about you want to be a cinematographer. So that time you have to do something. You write, you read or write, or you take if you have a camera, go just run around, take a photograph. That experience will help you when you become a cinematographer. Got it? It's not. Most difficulty I faced is uh, difficulty. The daily shoot difficulties definitely will be there, but I don't consider that as a difficult. That is the part of job. But like uh, like everybody have a different financial background. So I am becoming a cinematographer is it's a very tough for my family because uh, definitely I have a brother, elder brother, and elder sister. I'm the youngest one. So we are we're a very low middle class family. So if I go to the job, if I go to some monthly salary job, then everything will fall into the places for the time being. So from the like, even I'm a cinematographer now. It's not like that I've overcome everything financially. You still have a situation. You still have a problem. Even if I earn crores, also definitely I will be having a problem. I will be having a situation. So I think that is the small kind of difficulty in your mind, not in a practical life. Because if you keep your life simply, you can overcome everything. So patience, definitely you should have the patience. You shouldn't. urge for everything. I want to become a cinematographer. You shouldn't run, you shouldn't eat, you shouldn't walk thinking that I want to be a cinematographer. Be a good human being. Uh, uh, like think positively. I'm already telling you, if you want to become a cinematographer, you will become a cinematographer. Just live your life, do small things, read, and learn how to learn. That is, keep on telling you, that is very important. It's not that I've learned this, I know how the laptop works, I know how the mobile works. So tomorrow there will be another laptop, another technology, another cell phone, another camera will be there. So knowing basics, it's very important. You are a film school student or a visual communication student, uh, know the basics. Basics definitely will help you. Uh, Whatever extreme situation you have, the basics only will help you. The other technical things and all, you have to be updated. That is it. I mean, you must have waited for the long time. As in, yeah, I already answered your question, Bharati. So Bharati, I know this guy. There is no security, man. Kishore Ghosh, there is no security. You are the security for your own career. There is no security. Because I've told you, like even if you have uh, growth, even if you have a lot of money in your bank account, you still feel insecure. It's not about job. Cinematography is a practice. Uh, because even if you have a pro, you can produce your own film. You need, then you will be having some other difficulties during the process. So being a cinematographer, it's like you can't go do your own thing. You need a crew. So see now what we are going through after this pandemic. We have to live in our life in the home only. No, we can't go outside. Even we have to wear mask. So what is the security there? So life, it's not about security. You have to face the problem. That is the thing. You shouldn't have this kind of questions in your mind. Just remove that all kind of questions. There is no security. You have to live your life. You have to go through hurdles. You have to go through a lot of problems. Then only you will ripe the fruit one day. So it's not about being safe, being secure. We will be having a lot of problems on the road, on the life, everywhere. Sir, thank you, Kishore.
Yeah,
Ghosh.
yeah, we have.
As a cinematographer, which brand of cinema camera you prefer, Arri or Red? So, Arri or Red? I prefer Arri. It's not Red is not good or Arri is good. Uh, so, it's a two different sciences definitely. Arri has a different kind of science and technology. Red has a different kind of science and technology. I prefer Arri because when I came to this industry, people were using Arri. Aware of how the film cameras was working. I learned that technical things, how we have to load the film, how what is the motor is doing, what is the preference, two preference or three preference camera or four preference camera. I've learned that technology. I'm willingly learning that thing. So when I'm learning about one technology, so learning, if you learn already 20% of the technology, then updating will raise your percentage. So that's how I was learning about Ari's technology, and you it's like Ari will have what do you call? They explain everything. Uh, they come to you. I think they explained about the cameras. They explained everything about the sensor, everything. Uh, Red also will be doing, but I learn whatever Ari is doing. I follow them. So Ari is more preferable for me. It's very personal. So some other cinematographers will be using Red. It's not like for this film I'm using Ari. For this film I'm using Red. It's not like that. It's personal. It's like how you having a bike. You are having a Hero Honda. or if you're having some other brand. It's like that only. It's very simple. If you are okay with that, if you are comfortable with that, you'll be using that camera. Cameras and film narrative doesn't have anything. You can change a lot of things. You can shoot a film in red. You can give the look as it was shot in ARRI. That you can do it in post. So narrative and this camera technology, it's not a what do you call connecting thing. Yeah, I prefer ARRI because I like ARRI's technology. Uh, which brand of camera I already answered this question, Arnav. Krishna Kumar. Cinematographer decides angle for shoot or director will. Uh, it's like we have a camera, we give the framing and everything, and director have to handle the actors. He has to handle the dialogues, what the actors are speaking. If even if there is no actors in the frame, he has to understand the empty land emotion. So director will be even I have to deal with the emotions, what the actors giving the emotion, what the actors are delivering, the dialogues are working. That is the thing he will be concentrating. So our main duty is to keep the frame properly, give the lighting. Sir, I have to do how the color is working. Color is a big discussion. I have to come and take the workshop. I'll be ready to take the workshop directly. That is a big discussion how color works in the frame. If even if I'm sitting here, this red will do something to your mind. So that's how color theory, color thing. Definitely, we can throw color lights also on my face. So that will give the different mood. So what kind of color, what kind of mood we have to give within the frame, that is our job. Definitely, we are doing that job for his script, for his scene, his characters, his artists. We are doing on them only. So putting the light means it's not that you are contributing. It's not your own frame. You're contributing to the frame. You're contributing to the actors. So that is that is we are deciding angle and other technicalities for the shot, and the director will be dealing with the emotion, the dialogues, and if the dialogue wants to be political, how directly it should be political, or everything he will be concentrating. So how do you set shot for a fight scene? Fight scene definitely will see the location, will know the what kind of stunt will be there, and definitely there will be a stunt choreographer will be there. Master, we call him a master. Master will be there, and we'll discuss what kind of equipment we needed, what kind of mood we'll give for the shot. Because when you see films like Hero and like Jackie Chan films, the choreography matters a lot. When stunt and dance comes, I have to listen to the director as well as the choreographers. So that is their zone. So I have to again I have another collaborator. So they because we know the film, whatever we are doing uh, from the beginning of the film to interval to the end of the film, we know the chronology, what we have been doing for the film. So the choreographers will not be like that. They will be landing there because yesterday they will be in another shoot, the day before in some other shoot. So when they come, it is very important that you have to tell them the mood of this particular stunt. So this happened, so this stunt is happening. Because it's a reaction only, no. Stunt is not like that. 3 hour film totally we have stunts. It's not like that. We have a lot of narrative, like see a lot of scenes will be there. Then it leads to the stunt. It leads to the song. So we have to tell them that slope, so where it's leading. From there they will take over. And we have to get the down point also, where the fight is ending and what is the next thing. So that we have to discuss. with the choreographer or stunt choreographer or the dance choreographer. Even if they don't have a dance also, it's like even if for a melody we have to have that mood. Otherwise, it will be a very jump. One particular brilliant fight is there, but it doesn't match with other scenes. So that also failure. So you have to have that slope properly. I think I answered that question. Mm, what are the responsibility of an associate while working on the set? Very good question. Because I enjoyed my assistant career very much because it is like it is like a 50%, not even a 50% burden you have. Cinematographer definitely will have to handle the director or whatever the problem happening on the set. We have to talk to the producer. The associate have to be like a front man. It's not that I'm not talking about hierarchy or something. It's like you can help the cinematographer or you can help the even direction team very well. It's like even everyday equipment you have to take over. Tomorrow, Jimmy Jeep needed. As a cinematographer, I'm telling, associate cinematographer. You, cinematographer only I can understand. Everyday equipment, and you have to talk to the production managers, and you have to talk to the direction. What scenes they are going to take tomorrow and all. So you collect all the data. You have to give it to the cinematographer. That's how we function in our team with Murli and everybody. So associate also will have to handle uh, other crew members. Definitely, they are cinematographers, juniors only. But associates should take care of them also. They shouldn't feel insecure during the shoot. Their safety is very important. So, and also contributing to the shooting, what kind of lighting we have to do that you should know because you are interpreting that script even as a cinematographer he is doing. So you will be also like interpreting this scene, how you will be shooting. That's an imaginary thing only. We can definitely contribute, but most of the time it's like we can tell the cinematographer, we can we do that? We can discuss only, not directly. You are not implementing. So on the process, you will be thinking, okay, if I am shooting, I'll be shooting this like that. All the things you will have it in your mind. And the light metering, most of the contemporary cinematographers, they don't use light meters. The light meter is a very important tool, important equipment. You should measure the light, even if it's falling on my face, falling on the background. You should measure it and control the light. Then only it will be a pleasant cinematography. If you're just throwing a light, hitting the face, you just see visually. If you're liking it, if you're keeping it as it is, then it will have a lot of what do you call it? It will not be having a continuity. So having a meter, having a light continuity, it's very important role of a associate cinematographer. Uh, so you have to guide your crew. You have to help the cinematographer by selecting the equipments for tomorrow and tell the production manager about it and get the equipments done for tomorrow and getting the scene, what scenes they're going to shoot. All the data you have to collect and give it to the cinematographer. And during the shoot, you have to get hand on everything. If the track is putting the track is getting delayed, you have to go and put the track. If the light is getting delayed, you have to go and get on the lights. Everything you have to do on the set. So that is the associate's work. So your personal about Bengal cinematography. What is that Bengal cinematography? There is no Bengal cinematography. There is no Tamil Nadu cinematography. It's cinematography. So there is no Bengal cinematography. I think that between Cameron 18% gray. It's a very good question. Uh, 18% gray is a very technical thing. 18% gray is how much light it's reflecting. It's all technical things. I think I should take a workshop for them. 18% gray is 18% gray. That is a pure form. If you throw 100% of light to the 18% gray, it will reflect 100% of light. It doesn't absorb anything. That is 18% gray. So that's it. I was not prepared to take a technical workshop. It's not that I'm just skipping that question. If I have to take that very technical 18 about 18% gray, about lights, about how it's reflecting, I have to conduct a workshop. I have to get on camera. I have to tell them very practically. That's how they'll learn. We can't tell the theory here.
Mr. Kishore Kumar, just
Yes, sir.
one thing I
Yes,
want to
sir.
just tell you. Sorry for interference.
Yes.
Actually, we are interested in allowing our visual communication students to our live channel. We have a Vanda TV channel now, and
Okay.
we want to allow them in shooting floor, editing, or even news reading in the second year.
Yes.
So that let them sit there and observe for 1 or 2 days or 5 days or even 1 month,
Okay.
weekly half an hour, and then when they are coming to third year, and they
Okay.
should be in a position to read the news for 5 minutes. They
Yeah.
should be in a position to shoot a particular scene with the background or with the lighting, what you say, all adapting the techniques. That's what our management has planned to allow the visual communication students to each department of this Vanda TV channel, live channel, and this is a very good experience because no other college is having this much of facility,
Yeah.
allowing the students a channel, live channel, and allow them to read the news for 1 hour, allow them to do the editing, allow them to shoot the particular scene with the background. All these things we are planning. So, what is your
Yeah.
suggestion? Whether how we can carry it out? Whether we can divide these students into five or 10 in each department, and then let them sit there for 1 month or 2 months, and then let them slowly start doing small things in the channel. What is your opinion?
Yeah, definitely. When they get a hands-on only, sir, they will get a proper experience. Even if they are sitting there idly for a month, that won't help them. They
Yes.
have to do things physically. They should have that interest. You can
Yes.
create a space. You can give them equipment. You can give them everything. It can be there. But if the students have the interest to do things, you should definitely should allow them to do it. That is the very important. It's not that everybody will have that interest. In a class of 50 students, say some 10 or 15 students will have a interest in cinematography or doing the lighting or
So
getting a
you mean according to their interest, we will allow them in a
you should
particular.
sometime your class is over, you shouldn't go there because your
Yes.
turn is over. It
Yes.
shouldn't be like that. Because in an institute we have to treat everybody like equally. That is very important. Also, when some 1 or 2% have a like very serious interest, they should get a time, or they should get a permission to go
Yeah.
anytime and
Yeah,
do that
even
thing.
even if they develop that skill, and when they are coming for the final year also, if they want to read the news also, we will allow them to read the news for 1 hour.
Definitely,
So
definitely.
if they want to shoot, let them shoot, or if they want to do editing, let them do it, and
Yeah, yeah,
that type of experience. But the
yeah.
second year, we will ask them to sit for some time and then ask them to do immediately, ask them to do
Def-
small work, skill work.
yes, yes.
That is your idea.
Also, like if you're getting a like proper like personalities, whoever industry personalities, they will get an interest. They will have a, I'm telling you, they will have a guidance. They will see them. They will like see how they are doing the stuff. So even in my visual communication, some people came, and when I went to Satyajit Ray Film and Television Institute, I had some 7 to 8 DOPs came to my institute. For one week, they took the workshop, every DOP. So that happens during the course of 3 years. When I have
Yeah.
a workshop like that, 8 different people coming to the institute and taking their style of teaching, their style of cinematography, then it means like I will not be copying their work. It's like what is my style of filming. So I'll be seeking that. That will help me also.
Yeah.
So that's how we have to help the student. You have to show them this is one kind, and they have to find what is their own kind. That is very
Yeah,
important.
yeah. You can highlight to our students how they can utilize this opportunity. That is, we
Definitely,
have a shooting,
definitely.
we have a shooting floor, we have editing room, we have a live news reading channel. All these things are there. So
They have to play with
yeah,
it,
yeah,
sir.
yeah.
It's
We
not
will, we will,
learning.
we will allow them. We will allow them,
Yeah,
and we will see that from second or
yeah,
third
sir.
year.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
And for films being shot at native 8K and downscaled to 4K, do you shoot in 4K? I haven't shot anything in 4K because recently only I released a camera that is also 3.2K. I don't know. So I've been shooting that film in 2K only. And we have released the feature film also in 2K only. So 2K to upscaling also it will cost a lot, and uh, so we opted for a 2K release only. Irandam Ulagaporin Kadaisi Gundu. And anything in cinematography you can take and implement in YouTube videos that are not. So YouTube videos are like it's. I'm not underestimating. YouTube videos are like very own stuff. It's your own thing. You have to do. There is no teaching for YouTube videos. It's like home videos or whatever you are trying to do. It's like you do your thing. Nobody going to ask you a question why you done like. If I'm shooting a film, I've done something else, but the script is something else. Then I have a producer and a director questions me. But in YouTube, no one will be questioning you. You have a independent team, so there is no teaching or anything for the YouTube videos. That is very what do you call it? Just go for yourself. The next question: what is the shots does not go by your way? You're not satisfied with the shot, but the director wishes to have it. What's your opinion on it? Personally, what do you feel? What motives you to move forward? Uh, Sometimes we have the shots in mind. If we are planning a scene, we have a different kind of shot. Like with one scene, consider a lot of shot. Shot in the sense, I'm not talking about close up, not that kind of. When we have a every sequence we have to sometimes we have to treat differently. So sometimes even a close-up will not work for the scene. We treated the whole sequence, whole scene in wide lenses, wide magnification. So uh, I will not give the options for the edit table most of the time. So when we give a lot of options to the edit table, the narrative may change. What we keep it in mind as a film when we read a script and when we are preparing for the film, definitely we'll have a lot of we'll have a narrative in mind. So we shoot that film according to the narrative only, roughly at least. So when for example, if I'm treating that scene completely in a like wide magnification or a wide shots, one particular close-up may not work in that scene. So when director comes and asks for like we'll take a close-up also, we use it or we may not use it. Like that they will say. So that kind of thing maybe I'll get. It's like why we have to give the options to the edit table because it's not about editor. It's going to the edit table only because that will change the whole narrative. We keep it in mind. So that is the thing. Sometimes I'll be not getting satisfied. That is the thing. Films being shot, I told you already. So downscaling, shooting in 8K, downscaling to 4K, and shot at 4K, it's all experience only. If you are shooting that film in a higher resolution, downgrading, it will definitely look very crispier, and it's like You've already baked it very well, and you're downscaling into 1080p or a 2K or a 4K. It will look more crispier. That is the difference, but that is very technical different. I'm talking about not only the technical thing. I'm talking about some other things here. So Tamil cinema, they will do it in definitely they'll do it in DI only. DI, you do all the color correction. Uh, they will do the color correction in 4K. When they are exporting, they will do it in 4K or 2K. The production will decide because that is including a lot of money matters. They will decide whether it should be 4K or 2K, how much they are going to pay. That all related to the production questions. Yeah. So 8K is not used in shooting film, right, sir? I was not aware. 8K, I don't know. I have not heard of it. Maybe somebody will be using 8K. Hmm. So what is the difference between call rays and hook lens? Call rays and hook lens, it's all lenses only. It's a lot of science behind it. I'm not an optician to tell the difference here. It is the lens. I'm having the output only. Even if the Calzes have the output, I'm shooting with the Calzes or Cook lens. Cook producing a lot of zoom lenses. I don't know what she's asking. Calzes or Cook lens. Yeah, that is the question. I think.
Yeah, thank you, Kishore.
Yeah.
You are explaining the passionately the everyone questions.
Yeah.
So wonderful session you are making. So thank you. You are
Thank you so much.
passionately
Thank you, Subram sir.
answering the every questions passionately.
Thank you, Kishore.
Thank you, sir. Definitely, I will look forward to come to the institute soon, sir. When all this pandemic
You
got
also,
over.
I request you to come there and then allow the students in our channel, live channel, and then do some
Definitely.
workshop also.
We'll do workshops, sir. Yes. That will be
Either in the shooting floor or in a live news reading room or editing
yes.
room. Anything, you come and do it.
Yes,
the
sir.
workshops.
This kind of communication definitely it will help. But when
Yeah.
I come there physically, having interaction one on one, that will be more helpful for them.
Because the visual communication is a functional subject, so it should be
Yes, sir.
practical oriented, and you
Yeah.
should come and do some workshop in our channel also, so that it will be useful to our students.
Definitely. I wish you all success,
Thank
all
you.
the students and all the people here. Thank you for the patience. If I communicated something very wrongly or just please pardon me. Yeah.
Thank you, Kishore.
Thank you.
Arnav, one second. Arnav, please give the vote of thanks.
Hello, sir. My name is Arnav, and I'm from the second year class of Visual Communication Department, sir.
Hi.
So, first of all, cinematography is one of the main pillars of a film, and there are many things that we didn't know. And this session with you was really wonderful and productive. We learned many things throughout the session. And I would like to thank on behalf of our director, sir, dean, sir, and all the faculty members, and also on behalf of the students too. For this wonderful session. And now I would like to thank our director, sir, dean, sir, and also the faculty members for organizing this online webinar for enriching our knowledge in filmmaking and also cinematography, sir. So this was a really wonderful and productive session. I hope we meet in real after all this corona and pandemic and get to experience some more things about cinematography. Thank you, sir.
Definitely. Thank you.
Okay, the end of the session. Okay, thank you, Kishore.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Guys, fill the feedback form and get your e-certificate.